Hello students, if you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe, and make sure to click on the notification bell on so that you will never miss my videos. So today we are going to do the difference between bar graphs and histogram. So what is a bar graph? Bar graph is also known as a bar chart, and it is a graphical display of data using bars of different heights. A bar graph can also be defined as a chart or a graphical representation of data, quantities, or numbers using bars or stripes. Bar graphs are used to compare and contrast numbers, frequencies, or other measures of distinct categories of data. The bars of a bar graph can be represented both vertically and horizontally. In this slide, you will see example of scale frequency of bar graph. This shows you how a bar graph look like. So moving towards the example of bar graph, here is a question. In a firm of 400 employees, the percent of monthly salary saved by each employee is given in the following table. Represent it through a bar graph. So basically we have to represent a bar graph by using the data which is given in the table. In this table we have two columns. First one is saving, which is in percentage. Another one is the number of employees, which we called frequency or F. So in the column of savings, we have given the data 20, 30, 40 and 50. And in respective of these savings, we have a frequency or a number of employees 105 over 20, 199 over 30, 29 over 40, 73 over 50. The total frequency is of 400. So here is the answer or the solution of the question which we have discussed, or we can say it is a representation of the data in the form of bar graph. I would like to mention one thing, that it is a vertical bar graph. You can also make this bar graph horizontally. I have took number of employees on y-axis, and on x-axis I have take savings in a percentage form. You have saw this table on the previous slide also. With this slide you can plot all the points in this bar graph, maintain the gap between them and plot it. With this table you can make easily, and without this table you can understand also what the bar graph wants to say or display from it. Heading towards the next topic, which is histogram. A histogram is a graphical display of data using bars of different heights. It is most commonly used graph to show frequency distribution. It looks very much like bar charts or bar graphs, but there are different important differences between them. It is helpful for data collection and analysis tool. It is also considered as one of the 7 basic quality tool. Here is an example or a picture of histogram from which you can understand the histogram what it look like. So here an example of histogram. On the screen you are seeing the graph of weight in the form of histogram. On a y-axis I have took the frequency, and on y-axis I have took the weights. As you can see in the graph that there is no gap between the bars or stripes. In histogram this is very much important to keep in mind that there is no gap between the bars while making histogram, but making or creating bar graphs or bar chart, you have to make a distance between the bars, or there is a gap between the bars while making a bar chart. But in histogram there is no gap. You have to make the bars along with the previous one or without any gap. Okay. At last, what is the difference between the histogram and bar graph? I'll tell you their comparison with the bases. The first base, I'm taking the meaning. Histogram refers to a graphical representation that displays data by the way of bars to show the frequency of numerical data. On the other hand, bar graph is a pictorial representation of data that uses bars to compare different categories of data. Second base is indicates. Histogram indicates the distribution of non-discrete variables. On the other hand, bar graph indicates the comparison of discrete variables. Third base is presents. Histogram presents the qualitative data, while bar graph represents the clear-cut data or categorical data. Fourth base is basis. In histogram, bars touches each other, hence there are no space between them. While in bar graph, bars do not touch each other, hence there are space between them. Next base is elements. In histogram, elements are grouped together so that they are considered as ranges. In bar graph, elements are taken as individual entities. Next base is, can bars be recorded? In histogram, no. Bars cannot be reordered. But in bar graph, yes, bars can be reordered. Next element or base is width of bars. In histogram, width of bars need not to be same, but in bar graph, width of bars would be same or are same. I hope you have cleared all the doubts, and still you have any doubt, you can comment down and ask your problems. I'll surely reply your query. Thank you.